as far as I know, dun, 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 we're live.
We're live. We're live. We're live. Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome. Welcome to A Minute with the Monkey. It's February 25th. Welcome to our stupid little show. It's snowing outside. I'm not happy about that.
Welcome to the Midwest.
Oh, boy. It is so good to see you. We talk about our new books coming out this day, give away stuff, and discuss important topics of the day. Hey, you got your own coffee mug, I see.
I did, and by next week I'll have a new one that says, because I'm the DM, that's why.
Cheers. All right. On this side is our resident dungeon master, who the ladies can't get enough of, Jeff Dietrich.
Woo!
Joining us tonight is our good friend Bill Szany. It's Szany, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for being here. He has some...
Thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Welcome to the fun. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. No alcohol, but coffee's good.
That's after hours.
Tell us about yourself, my friend. What sort of comics are you reading today? That's how we start off the show, if anything.
Well, one of my favorites would have to be Savage Dragon.
All right.
Very nice.
Image going all the way. That has been continuously published since really Image started back in the 90s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah. Are you still reading that one? Old.
Not consistently, but
Okay.
anytime I go to a comic shop, I look for that and grab it.
These days, yeah, it's easy to find Savage Dragon comics. He has his fans, and we sell a little bit of it too. But he's one of those characters that I feel like he's the last one to leave at the party. You know, after.
Oh, we're all done here?
Right. Yeah. He's just going to stick around. But
Yeah.
I always think it's cool when the same creator stays on a character for more than 50 issues, let alone about 250 now. I'm not sure where he's at, but Spawn, Cerebus, the Aardvark, those are long-standing characters done by the same creator,
Yeah.
and
I didn't think about that.
that's still done by Eric Larson, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah. Well, Eric's and I don't think he is anymore, but Eric was the president of Image for quite a while. He was the main publisher,
Really?
and now I think he just does Savage Dragon comics.
Fair enough.
But I've heard nothing but good things about him. He's a good guy, and that's a good comic to be a fan of. Yeah. What about you? What are you reading right now?
So this is this is one of the new ones. This is the new issue coming out, but Spider-Ham, the
nice.
the spectacular
New
story
mini
of
series.
Peter Porker. Aside from Peter Porker, like his character, my favorite part about this series is that I did not realize that in his universe, all the Avengers are anthropomorphic. So there's like Daredevil, the submarsupial, the submarsupial mariner, Captain America is like a cat. There's Iron Mouse.
Nice.
And Doctor Strange is an alligator. So
Is there still Goose Rider?
I think he showed up. Yeah.
Okay. You get yourself into one Oscar award-winning movie, and you just get a big head, Spider Pig.
And I think Black Panther is not a panther, and I think that upset me. Like he's something else, like the one thing you couldn't have messed up. But no, it's a weird, wacky series, and I absolutely love it.
Makes me wish for Captain Carrot to come back. Captain Carrot needs to come back. That was, as a DC guy, that was my thing, and I miss him. But right now I'm reading Red Mother by Boom Studios. Is an overlooked, cool little dark horror book, and I like that. Oh. But the one I really like right now and just keeps selling out is Darth Vader. Has a new series.
Really need to.
We're getting new printings of the first issue again.
Good.
They're coming back. No, not the first print. They're second printings. Second printings are coming out. We will have them in stock. But it's a story about Darth Vader. It's right after Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
Luke lost his hand. Vader's now what? I got to find this guy. Yes. So Vader goes on the hunt for Luke, and also has to deal with having the Death Star blown up. The Emperor's still not happy with him about that. But Darth Vader is a good series. Second issue will be coming out soon, but the first issue just sold right out. We'll have second printings pretty soon, probably in a couple weeks, I think. Yeah, if you're interested in that, please PM me. Let me know. Give me a call. Get a subscription. We'll hold it for you. Last week, let's get to some. No, we don't want to do giveaways yet. I just found out last week I made this offhanded remark. I introduced him as a dude who is the MacGyver of DMs.
Yes.
I thought it was funny when I said it, but I mentioned that he could make, let me see if I recall this correctly. He was so good he could make a Demogorgon out of a circus peanut, some googly eyes, and a thumbtack. What has happened in the week since I made that offhanded joke?
Since then, the disembodied voice you hear now is one of my players, Murdoch.
Yep.
Yeah, there's his hand.
Thank you, Thane.
Him and his girlfriend Selena went out and bought the items that he had just described. And now I am not forced, but I am making this now. So if you tune in tomorrow, hopefully weather pending, to Here We Roll again, you'll see it then, and I will definitely have it with me tomorrow.
Please bring the circus peanut Demogorgon to the next show.
Yes.
We got to see that.
Yeah, I'll make it. And it for any of those of you interested, it will have a stat block. So
I just realized that is a first use of pure media power that I've exerted onto the world.
And I appreciate you.
I'm a god. Let's get to some giveaways. Last week we had a drawing where we gave away this copy of, here it is, the Wolverine Party Edition. Woo! We only got one copy of it. Every store got one copy. We didn't want to sell it. We decided to give it away. It's time to give this away to some lucky winner. What we did last week is everybody who came into the store and bought a comic, they got a ticket that went into the drawing, and we're going to draw a ticket, sort of, and give that away.
It's going to work.
So we have 80 tickets to give away, and I've split those 80 tickets into groups of 8, 1 through 8.
Very nice.
All right. So you're the guest. Shoot. All right. Roll the 8-sided dice.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you for this honor.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And it goes in the coffee cup.
Please.
It will now.
It will now. All right.
4.
We got a 4. It's group 4. All right. That means Leilani, Larry Evans, Clarissa, or Richie is going to get it. It's one of these 10. So we got to roll 1 through 10. That's when we get out the handy spinner. The life from a life game. This cost me $2 at Goodwill, and this gift just keeps on giving.
It does.
It really does. Please spin the wheel. Give it a good spin. That's good.
Like your life depended.
That's right on the edge. Wait, 8 or 9? Doesn't matter. Either one. Clarissa out there, you have won. Copy Wolverine. You're actually one of our subscribers. I will put it in your box.
Congrats.
Yes.
Clarissa.
Hi, Christina.
Oh, hey, Chris. Hi, sweetie.
I just happened to look over.
Good. Someone's watching. All right. So we gave out the comic. That's done. We also have this copy of Batman Digital Justice to hand out. The world's first computer-generated comic book, which was a big deal when this came out in 1990. And now it looks like something Radio Shack threw up.
Emphasis on the word was.
Last week, we asked our friends to tell us who they thought might make a better Batman than Robert Pattinson. I hopefully he'll do good. He's going to be playing the Dark Knight in the upcoming movie that may or may not be connected to the existing DCEU. They still haven't made up their mind about that. It's probably not. It's probably not. They're recasting Commissioner Gordon.
And then Andy Serkis is supposed to play Alfred.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
It's the most ripped Alfred there's ever been.
I hadn't heard that. Okay.
At least that's what.
Anyway, yeah, the movie universe is confusing, but we're going to give this out to someone. We only got 2 responses, actually. Fitting, because only 4 of you are watching, so, you know. But I although I did like Scott's response of anyone that's good. Are you ready for this?
I don't know.
Keep a straight face. The winner goes to Jeff Corey out there, who simply voted Taft. President Taft. And if you watched last week's show, you'll get the joke. But swear to God, it came in Taft.
I am proud of you, man.
Love running jokes. Jeff, stop by the store. I'll send you an email too if you're not watching this broadcast. But you get this book. Congratulations.
Oh my God.
Taft. Yes.
Oh, that is perfect.
That
is gold.
That's. I'm 80% sure that's Jim again. Just right. No, I think that's an actual consumer. I think I've met Jeff before. Anyway, stop in sometime next week or give us a call. Let us know if you want to take this sexy low resolution masterpiece home. All right. Some great things are coming out tomorrow. Okay, the new previews is coming out. That's the only thing I didn't bring here. But the new previews catalog does come out tomorrow. Ooh. You want to check that out. Let's see our comics
That is
here.
a dangerous book.
Sure is. Let's see. Okay. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, #1. New miniseries. Capitalizing on their upcoming Disney Plus series, I'm sure. If you missed Doctor Doom, #1, the second printing is out tomorrow. And we also got new printings of Thor, #1. First printings of that.
I thought the back was the cover, but I noticed the watch and realized it wasn't.
No, that's Black Panther pimping himself out for Citizen watches.
Hey, it's made out of vibranium.
When you get corporate sponsors like Disney, you can do that sort of thing. Ant-Man #2 is coming out. A lot of people didn't check out Ant-Man #1, but it was a fun comic. That I recommend. The new Star Wars series is continuing on tomorrow. Star Wars #3, set in the days right after The Empire Strikes Back. And it's kind of cool because Lando, as far as the Rebels are concerned, is still kind of a douche. He hasn't earned their trust back. This is the day after Empire Strikes Back. So that's when this new series is set. I like that. Other things I got to recommend here. A big deluxe treatment of the classic story A Flash of Two Worlds. This introduced the alternate Earth theory, and it's got a bunch of crossovers. Hold on. It would have worked better with a white, but this has a lot of the crossovers between the Silver Age Flash and the current Age Flash. Flash fans would love that. I am a huge Frank Cho fan. And if you're a huge fan of artwork in general, the Frank Cho Ballpoint Beauties portfolio is out. And this great... Can you get that for me? Because I'm going to knock your soda over, man. Sorry about that. Great Marvel portfolio of some of the artwork of Joe Quesada. That's coming out tomorrow, too. So you will see that up on the wall. We got some great manga titles for our anime fans. I've got 3 of them out tomorrow. Samurai 8 Volume 1. That's one that's coming out tomorrow. And I just got this just because of the title. After School Bitchcraft. I like the title. Oh, those of you that like short boxes designed with cool comic book designs, there is a new box. The new Wolverine short box is going to be out tomorrow. We got several of those. And, oh, yeah, my gosh. For those dwindling HeroClix fans that are still out there, and I love you guys. I love HeroClix. We really want to get that back to the store. But HeroClix, the Captain America and the Avengers set is coming out tomorrow. We have a couple starter sets and some booster packs. Come on out and hawk them up so we can order some more. Okay, that's not going up there. All right. Let's get into our topics of the week. Let's start with show and tell.
Ooh.
I want to do show and tell. You brought kind of a cool item here. It was so cool. It was so bizarre that I want to do show and tell from now on. What do you got?
I brought with me tape, a single audio cassette that I used to wear out as a child because I thought it was awesome.
It is awesome. Sure.
It's Batman music.
Batman music.
It has
Now, is this officially authorized by the 20th Century Fox owners of the Batman TV show or Warner Brothers at all?
I'm going to go with your guys' theory that it's not.
I'm thinking not.
I'm thinking not as well, only because if this was DC related, it probably would have come in a comic like something with like digital.
It might have had, at the very least, Adam West's likeness on it.
Yeah,
true.
You can't, I guess, copyright Zap. So
no, you can't.
This is by the Caped Crusaders.
Oh, that was the name of the band, the Caped Crusaders. We have 3 songs in here. There's a Bat in My House and the Batman theme. And on the other side, Atomic Batteries to Power. Michael, could you hit up? Let's hear a little bit of this fine tune. What do we got here?
This should be There's a Bat in My House.
There's a Bat in My House. I want to hear a little bit of this. This was his jam in 1978. You had one job. There we go.
Kind of gives me a...
When was this done?
I want to say I was jamming to the mid-'80s.
Mid-'80s.
Yeah.
Sounds very Prince-ish.
This was before his.
This sounds like something.
Dance.
This sounds like something in Prince's dumpster.
It's the song he threw away and they picked it up.
But okay, that's.
You never know.
I like it. I might have you beat though. I bought a collection of comics last year, and sometimes we get zany stuff in these collections. And where is it? Here it is. Yeah, in this collection.
Intended, right?
Really? Oh, I forgot that's your name. That's cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. You're getting better with those.
This literally, we bought a bunch of comics and we had all these old comics, and this was just in there. Twin Sisters Productions Learn to Speak Spanish, and we've added that to our. Is it working?
Yeah, we're good. Oh God,
no. This is just hilarious, and it's one of those things that I can't throw away. But it doesn't really belong in the store. So if you're ever in the store, you got to check out our What in the Hell box, because there's all sorts of weird treasures in there. This is $4 if anyone still has a CD player, and I could probably be talked down to $1.75 or something. Let's get into the topics of the week, because we got a lot to cover. Honestly, I've been talking about some big DC news. We're going to save that for last, because that's some stuff. But were any of you guys a fan of the 1985 animated series Thundercats?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you, back in 85, I was discovering girls, and I really wasn't into Thundercats at the time, but I was more of a Super Friends of Voltron guy.
Ooh, Voltron, very nice.
Yeah, I like Voltron too. It was always the same ending. Why didn't you just use the sword at the beginning? Anyway, Cartoon Network has a new series beginning, and it's turn these characters into a quirky comedy series with sketchbook style drawings, and I feel like someone has decided that since Teen Titans worked as a retooled series aimed at kids, and it did work. Teen Titans did. Maybe this would too. That's what they thought. But it has just been like aimed at 6-year-olds, I guess, and the drawings are so ugly and. Which I guess I have your take. I was wondering, what is your take on this?
So,
have you seen this at all?
I have not.
Oh, okay. So just
I've seen the original.
So
and the second.
The second remake.
Yeah, I wish we had we needed some more video footage so I can show clips of this. But
I'll have to find it. But so my issue with it is this quick, easy sketchbook style needs to go. It's one way to get quick animation out, and it's a quick way to make a buck. Yeah. And I'm mad that Cartoon Network is turning into that. You had such good shows like Gumball and Chowder, but anyway, I can do that whole nother episode. But another issue I have is that in the original, Snarf was the most annoying thing in the show. Yeah. Now they're all annoying. And
this is a show drawn by Snarf.
Oh God.
That's it.
That will be the only way that
is
this
the
will work
continuity
for me.
fix.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love Snyder.
My two favorites are always Wile E. Cat. I'm an only child, so I feel like having a brother, I'd feel that would have been us, but...
You just struck me as Butters from South Park going, well, I thought Snark's a good character. Because there's always someone likes a character. Yeah, I mean...
Wow, I'm Butters.
No. You just reminded me of Butters. That's all. And I like Butters.
Yeah,
he's a good kid.
When I saw it, I immediately... The Scooby-Doo remake looks better than this.
Yeah.
And
so it's not for you.
No.
I'm not sure who it's for. It's for kids that have never seen Thundercats before.
The Teen Titans, the one that they'd done.
Yeah.
If you look in the background, there's a lot of like cryptic, like hardcore jokes. Like there's a crowbar that says Jason Todd on it. I'm like, ooh.
Teen Titans Go is a very smart comedy.
Yeah.
You know? It's for kids, but it's any show that got Stan Lee to do a vocal cameo in a DC movie.
Right.
You know, they're great. I think it's good that they're throwing some original programming in. The whole day right now is just long blocks of Gumball and Teen Titans Go, and they need to be putting some of the 100 other shows that I know that they have access to. Yeah. Where's Looney Tunes? Where's the classic Hanna-Barbera cartoons like Laugh Olympics, for God's sakes?
Oh, I'm Boomerang.
Oddball stuff like that. I've never been able to. Comcast doesn't have Boomerang.
No,
it has no access to it.
Oh, okay.
They have no access to it. We need oddball stuff like the Brady Kids. There's a lot of shows that they could rotate in and out. And
the B-52s?
Sure. Did they have a show?
I don't
You know
remember.
what?
I just that Archie thing last week.
Yeah.
Magilla Gorilla.
Exactly. Right. It's just too bad.
Exactly.
Cartoon Network is, I have a lot of love for them, but right now that company is just, imagine, the USA Cartoon Express as an all-day block. It's just not much of a show.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. Moving on. So let's skip right on to the next topic. Have you heard about Outlawed for Marvel?
No.
Okay.
I heard you mention something about it, but I haven't.
All right. Okay, so guys out there reading Marvel, you may have heard something about this, but do we have any comments yet?
We have a bunch.
Oh my God. Wow.
Chris said that that's where, as in reference to the tape, that's where her missing Spanish tape went.
Yes.
I'd also like to give a really quick shout out to Eric Cadillo, who I work with.
Hey, Eric.
And I always forget. David Santos. I always forget your last name, but he's
David.
another one of my players.
Cool.
So thanks everybody for coming in. And Ashley Vassy just
Hey.
joined. Elena. Sorry, I can't read.
Oh, that's my sister-in-law. Hey, Elena. Yeah.
Sorry, I mispronounced your name.
She's single. I'm just putting that out there. Love you, sis. This is something that comes up in Marvel Comics, an Outlawed. This is not a specific series, but it's an overall storyline that's coming up. Apparently, there is a law that's about to be passed in the Marvel Universe that makes it illegal for minors to now operate as vigilantes. So this means that Miles Morales, Spider-Man, Miss Marvel, Ghost Spider, the entire Power Pack, all four of those kids, they're going to be outlawed from fighting crime in their... So what do you think of the storyline?
Oh, wow.
It's interesting. I think it's an interesting story.
So they're going to outlaw vigilantes that...
No, teens.
Oh, okay.
They're outlawing teen vigilantes.
Teen vigilantes.
Yeah, minors.
That are still going to do what they do, so now they are under the guise of double, I guess, jurisdiction. I mean, that's interesting.
Vigilante.
Right, yeah.
I guess...
Now the cops are after my ass.
I guess the Marvel Universe allows some form of, superheroes to exist, but they're going to outlaw teenagers.
Huh. I mean, for this...
That's a story. It's not a specific miniseries, but if you're reading Miles Morales Spider-Man or Miss Marvel, or I'm not sure if Power Pack has a book, but if you're reading any book that covers teen heroes, this is going to spill over into their books, and that's going on over the next year.
I wonder if that's going to try and coerce kids to be like, hey, don't, wait till you're an adult to dress up in tights and go beat up guys robbing cars. Like,
this is to definitely counter the ongoing problem of young kids saying, I don't need weed. I need to go after and stop that that guy from stealing that money there. Yes, I don't know why they're doing it, but I think it's a good story. It sounds good.
It now upsets me because Miles can definitely handle his own. You should have
right.
Right.
That's the whole point. Some of these characters are way more mature than most, more capable and more mature than most 30-year-olds out there. But I guess some lawmaker, somebody must have, I don't know, bruised the ankle of some lawmaker, and they're now lashing out at these kids.
Christina just said "Screaming Monkey Dating Company," to which earlier I brought up it'd be fun to like use the Screaming Monkey logo and just like toss it on a dating site and just to get new people to come in.
Monkey Tinder.
Oh God.
I'm wondering, do you think that Rogue would be under that?
I'm not sure. I think Rogue's... Is Rogue an adult at this point? No, she's married to Gambit now, isn't she? I'm pretty sure Rogue's...
Okay. I think she's over.
She's not Anna Paquin in this universe. Yeah, I think she's an adult. And
I'm kind of curious now. Yeah, what other superheroes that...
Maybe some of the X-Men that are still in the...
Sure, most of the X-Men alone, yeah.
Well, I just thought something weird, sorry. Miles is affected by this law, but Peter's not, and I think there's only like a 4-year difference between the two in some of the timelines. Yes. So it's like, I can operate, you can't.
Right. So this should be fun. So we're gonna keep an eye out for that in the future. That's coming down the line.
I'm interested in that.
Clone Wars just came out. The new Clone Wars Star Wars series. I just saw the first episode. It is streaming on Disney Plus. This is the final season of the show. After they had a final season 6 years ago,
right,
and went on to start and complete and finish an entire new series since then. This is the final season. It was a surprise. And
this is Clone Wars final form.
You guys haven't seen it, right?
No, I haven't seen the first episode.
Okay, well, it's worth watching for Star Wars fans. I have a tiny review here, but I won't spoil anything really. But on the negative side, it's not focusing on any major characters for yet, such as Anakin, Padme, or fan favorite Ahsoka Tano. The first episode focuses on Captain Rex and the other clones that we know will eventually return in the Rebel series.
Right.
But it also introduces an entirely new group of characters called the Bad Batch. These are 4 clones that didn't cook properly. And
interesting.
So they're not quite as cookie cutter as the Jango Fett clones, but they're a strong, very interesting group too. And they go on secret missions for the it's not the rebellion, it's not the Empire, it's the
Rebel Alliance.
Yeah, it's not the Rebel Alliance. Back then it was the Republic. Thank you. God, I'm turning in my Star Wars card. Oh my God. But that's the negative. We're focusing on some of the created shows created for the characters. Created for this show characters that are not Ahsoka. God, I wish we could do retakes, but we're going to move on. But on the plus side, the hook of this show is this is set during the final days leading up to Revenge of the Sith, and the creators have said before the end of the season, before the end of the show, it's going to overlap with the movie. We are going to see how major characters were affected during... They actually showed clips of... Mace Windu saying, I think there's a plot to overthrow the Jedi, and they're confirming this is literally meant to be the same scene from the movie.
Okay.
We will see what happened to major characters during Order 66. It's going to overlap with the movie.
Okay.
And then it's going to end. Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't go there can't be a season 8
right.
And keep going.
Right. So that makes this worth catching. So the first episode was good, but don't expect to see a lot of the familiar faces. We see a bit of Anakin, see a bit of Obi-Wan, and we still have that booming narration at the very beginning of every episode. It's like, it's war! The Jedi are running out to... It's like this, way more excited and way more caffeinated. Speaking of caffeination, by the way, thank you to everyone who really, really blew me away with their welcoming of... Basically, I put a new soft drink in the fridge last night, and the Magic characters lost their collective stuff. Mr. Pibb! Oh my God, Mr. Pibb!
You should make a Mr. Pibb Magic card now.
Oh my God, yes, that'd be fun. I can do that. I'm a whiz at Photoshop. I can do it. So Mr. Pibb will be in the fridge from now on, and we thank you for your support. And that probably means A&W root beer is on the way out. It's out the door, but that's okay. I love root beer, but Mr. Pibb rocks. It's a good substitute for Dr. Pepper when you're out. Birds of Prey. We finally saw it over the weekend. You saw it.
Yes, I did.
You saw it first. Before I get into that, though, I want to... How are we doing on time? We're good. I want to get into the trailer for the Fast and the Furious 9, which we had... Someone's having a conniption back there. Right. This movie looks even more batshit bonkers than anything they've done before, and this is a series that gave up on logic a long time ago. It's a sort of show... This is the sort of show that I think the gang from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia would just be in love with, right?
Right, yeah.
This is their sort of thing. I've watched a few of the movies. I know enough about it that I've seen the first movie and I've seen the 8th movie, and I realize we are way apart in tone.
They are just...
What happened?
I hate that the focus is off of the cars. That's the reason why I like the first few. In the beginning, like, you had Skylines and GTRs and just, like, old... Yeah. Like, there was a Ford Lightning in the first one, and that thing was so friggin' awesome. And then you had Civics and all this other stuff, and now it's like, hey, what can Vin Diesel do with this car?
So I don't want to go way off the point here. You know, I would recommend check out the trailer for this movie.
If you want to see an action film just for the point, like just for pure action, and see John Cena in a serious role, go see this.
It's a serious role?
By the looks of the trailer, yeah, it looks like he's just a badass. And
at some point you have to wonder, when does the movie stop being fun and now you've just become stupid for just watching it? We saw the trailer, and me and Chris's mouths were just hanging open the entire time in confusion. And after the trailer was over, I was in the dark. I'm turning to Christina, and I said,
Christina just say Tarzan car.
Did I just see them swing their car by a vine over a ravine? No, the car... There's a car, there's a ravine, and it has a rope, and it's like swinging like Tarzan. And it's like, did I just freaking see a car swing over a ravine?
It's not how shifting and turbo works, but whatever.
And I looked at her. I said, did I just see what I thought I saw? And I look at her, and she's like this, like shaking her head like she's embarrassed to be caught by anybody in the theater have seen her actually seeing this trailer. It was one of those funny experiences that make me love going to the movie theaters. In the first place, I love theaters, but after that was over, we saw Birds of Prey. What's your take on it?
So I can do this rather quick without gushing.
All right.
Obviously, Harley was way more fleshed out in this than she was in Suicide Squad.
Oh, sure.
She did not look STD infested. Sorry, for those of you who have seen Suicide Squad, that version of Harley looked just dirty, and I didn't like it. But anyway,
she wasn't a prison.
Yeah, but even when people get out, she still looked like
she had lice. Is that what you're saying?
El Diablo looked better than her. Jai Courtney, who's Captain Boomerang, was drunk and looked better than her.
Cooties.
Harley had cooties.
But as far as Birds of Prey go, I absolutely loved the action sequences. For those of you who haven't seen it, this isn't a spoiler, but my favorite scene is when they're in the police. When they're in the evidence locker, and she's getting shot at, and she's like by that thing of cocaine, and she just goes, "Oh God!" and just sniffs it and goes nuts with the baseball bat.
On that topic, if Chris was here, she would point out, she was telling me what would have made that scene perfect is if after she snorted up the cocaine, if they had Popeye music.
Oh God.
It would have fit the tone of the movie.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been great. But as far as the movie goes, I do get why people are...
Missed opportunity.
I do get why DC or whatever changed it to, Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey, instead of Birds of Prey and the Emancipate.
It's Harley's movie anyway. Birds of Prey is misleading. It really is.
I did like, however, how they brought the Birds of Prey in. I can't believe I shaved my balls for this. Was an amazing T-shirt that I want to own. But No, I loved it.
I need a Rosie Perez action figure with that shirt.
I thought Margot did amazing with Harley. She, like I said, she was way more fleshed out, and it felt way better. As far as, and we'll talk about this off screen because I don't want to ruin any of the bigger plot points for people, but
there's really not much plot points to ruin, by the way.
Black Mask, because I thought he was going to be in that way longer.
Oh,
oops. But no, if they branch off of this and she gets I know the next time Harley shows up is in James Gunn's Suicide Squad.
Yeah, that should be fun.
So, and it looks like she's back to her black and red costume. I don't know if that'll have any attachment to this, but
I'm sure it will. But there'll be follow up, but it'll probably not be a lot of connection.
No, but I enjoyed it for a fun.
Okay.
I don't want to say campy movie, but for a fun, just psycho movie.
I had one negative about it, and that's it. There's no way in that final scene can 5 women take on 100 guys like that. It wouldn't happen. And it's not even being sexist. 5 men would not have been able to survive that onslaught.
Right.
It was I think a smaller gain of 30 thugs would have worked and would not have taken me out of the movie.
Yeah.
But on the positive side, this was a fun movie from beginning to end. It was just a fun movie. Margot is once again awesome as Harley. Mary Elizabeth Winstead, I really liked her as a huntress. She was so awkward and out of her element. I thought she just stole the scenes.
You mean the crossbow killer?
That crossbow killer. She was so funny. She just heard the line delivery. She's like, okay. Just
do you know who I am?
Not everybody is born with the ability to talk tough. That's the point. And there are 2 types of Harley Quinns and her fans, and her fan base. One is classic Harley Quinn, red and black outfit, madly devoted to her lunatic boyfriend and dwells in a dysfunctional, abusive relationship. And the other is a Harley of today who has moved past that. And she's decided to stand on her own 2 feet without Mr. J. And if you like that Harley, you're going to love this film because this makes the transition from the old one to the new one. The one that's pretty much dominating comics today. But I don't think it needed an R rating, really.
I forgot it had an R rating.
It wasn't.
I can tell you that much.
Yeah, it was all the swearing. And honestly, if you're going to have an R rating and not take your shirt off, that's just a waste of the rating. It really is.
The one other thing I will say about the movie real quick, though, is that I was very pleased that it was canon, at least in that movie, that Black Canary's mom was no more.
I was happy to see her scream.
Yes.
You know, it's like, good Lord, thank you.
Somebody has a superpower in this.
Someone has a power, yeah, but wasn't overused. Let's move on to the big topic. What all 8 of you out there is tuned in for, I'm sure. So bear with me. I've got a lot to read here. I've done some research into this, but there is big rumor going on right now that you've probably seen on Facebook or Google or wherever. Some people have been telling me that they're seeing these ads that DC Comics is shutting down. Okay, so I've spent the part of the last 2 days to go through the facts and the rumors. Here's what I know, and then we will discuss it. Okay, this is probably news to you too, right?
Yes.
Okay, definitely. Good. All right. So here's the facts. Here's the facts and the rumors. Several years ago, Dan DiDio was made one of the 2 publishers of DC Comics. He's been a co-publisher with Jim Lee for a better part of a decade. The fact is, he was mostly instrumental for several projects like the New 52, love it or hate it. Mostly didn't like it. Yeah. That completely rebooted the entire DC universe again, and it's now widely considered to have been a failed attempt. Most of the makeovers since then has kind of erased what he's done, and some of them are still in effect, but he was in charge of that. Another fact is, and this is the big one, he was getting ready to run a new project called Generation 5. That whole franchise was going to debut in this year's Free Comic Book Day release. Coming up in a couple months. We are participating. We'll be there for that. Here's a highly possible rumor. Generation 5 wasn't going to be a new reboot all over again. This was going to frame the DC Universe into 5 distinct historical eras, which isn't a bad idea. Generation 1 would be Wonder Woman's first public appearances, the first hero since the World War II era. I think this would be World War II era, actually.
Yeah.
She's that old. Generation 2 would be the emergence of Superman and Batman and all of our classic heroes. Generation 3 is the time between Crisis on Infinite Earths and Flashpoint. Barry Allen. Generation 4 would be the point between Flashpoint and today. And Generation 5 is the future. Everything going on from now on. Generation 5 would be the new generation that takes over as the heroes of today and lets the older one age out naturally.
Okay.
So Superman's son, Jonathan Kent, would become the new Superman. A character named Luke Fox would take over Batman, an African-American character.
Okay.
Captain Cold would take over as Flash. They wanted to age out the old characters, let new ones take their place. So that's a rumor of what Generation 5 is all about.
Okay.
We don't know the detail. We don't know that for sure yet, but that's the strongly talked about rumor. The other rumor is a lot of writers, like Scott Snyder, the writer on Batman, hated this idea because it's yet again another kind of a retooling, and it messes up his ideas for what he's doing on Batman over the next couple of years. The rumor was that many creators did not like what Dan DiDio was doing, and the new directive has led to a toxic and unhappy relationship with the group. Again, I can't confirm this is just rumors. This is the fact, though. This weekend, Dan DiDio was fired from DC Comics.
What?
The publisher was fired. Jim Lee is now the only publisher. Someone will probably step in too.
Yeah, I would hope. I don't think Jim can do all that.
So Dan DiDio was fired by his parent company. AT&T is the owner of Warner Brothers now, and therefore DC. So he's fired.
That is.
It's sending a lot of shockwaves through the industry right now. So this isn't rumor. This is fact. This is actual fact. They could still make their division of 5 different eras. They still might go ahead with Generation 5. We don't know. It doesn't mean that they're going to replace the lead characters with new ones, but all we know is that he has been fired. Now, this is the wild rumor that is causing everyone to freak out online. AT&T, who currently owns Warner Brothers and DC Comics, it is said that they have claimed that if this Generation 5 initiative fails, they are shutting down the publishing arm of DC Comics. And they're going to farm the workload out of the DC Comics to another company, like maybe Marvel. Let that sink in. Now, the only source for this, the reason I wanted to go on the air and talk about this is because everyone's freaking out and they're looking to someone to help cut through the rumors, and I'm going to do my best. But I can tell you that the only source for this crazy rumor that they're going to shut down DC if this franchise fails, the only source that is reporting this is a site called Cosmic Book News. It's not a very reputable source. And they're quoting from Ethan Van Sciver, who is a very popular writer, but he's also known for raising alarms. He's known for raising alarms. Those are only 2 sources. So that is a word. Let's tackle the subjects here. If the rumor about Generation 5 replacement of all the characters, let's take the main one there.
Right.
If the rumor is true that Generation 5 will replace all of our main heroes with replacements, what's your take on this?
I so much don't mind a new set of characters with new stories, new rogue, new rogue galleries and things like that. It would be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think you should completely out the originals for this. But I mean, times do change. But that is so weird. That is if New 52 didn't work, I don't think that.
I think New 52 didn't work because a lot of people like their original characters. So why ditch them again?
Right. Yeah.
Even for a story that they could conceivably come back if, even Azrael took over the role of Batman. So did Commissioner Gordon at one point.
Yeah.
For some reason, but Batman was always there to take the mantle back over if this story didn't work.
I mean, to give especially somebody like Batman a break and have
no pun intended.
Fox do it, right? To have Fox do it, that is That is kind of bizarre.
Okay, you think on that for a minute. What do you think as a comic fan? That's this news. This is, I'm sure this is coming like news to you, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say I kind of like the idea because ever since like the recent the Crisis on Infinity Earth, I like the way they put that. It's kind of unrelated because it's not the comic world, but
the TV show, the recent TV miniseries.
Yeah, the way they show the different multiverse.
Yeah.
So everything exists in that world.
Yeah.
So would that be?
No. They're saying this. They're saying this is the main world. This is the main world, and Batman would retire. Bruce Wayne would retire as Batman. Someone else would step in and be the Dark Knight. All these other Robins have to deal with them.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's
right.
That's a whole nother route.
Right.
So there wouldn't be like another realm where he's.
Batman would finally get a chance to retire. Is what it sounds like.
No, that would be the main universe. That's what they're talking about, right?
Never mind, I don't like that.
Okay. All right. I'll get back to that in a moment.
All right.
What do you feel about Dan DiDio being fired, or did you have any feelings about him? One way or the other. I mean, he's the one who's responsible for some of the creative decisions that DC has done, and
I've always been a bigger Jim Lee fan, and I knew who Dan was, but I never really like put two and two together. Like, oh hey, it's
right.
Because Jim was always mine, but that's nuts that it just up and fired him.
Could we get Jeff Johns to be the president, because he loves these characters.
I would love if Jeff Johns did it.
I think there's a lot of reasons why he can't be president right now, and I can't. I don't know enough about the situation to even say he should be president. There's probably reasons I'm not aware of.
No, but if there's a candidate, I think it
right.
should be him.
So AT&T will never release the rights to DC Comics. It's a valuable asset.
Right.
But they could conceivably, let's talk about this, they could conceivably drop the comic book market entirely and focus on their TV and films. That's what people want to do. That's what they think they want. Like Harvey Comics, for example, they created characters like Casper and Richie Rich. That company no longer exists anymore. The owners who own the rights to these characters, they now license the characters to a group called American Mythologies, and they currently still make Casper and comic books, and they're on the stands right now. But the Harvey logo is gone. That company no longer exists. I don't see this as likely, but the deal must have been fired in an effort to correct whatever was coming down the line. But hypothetically, how would this affect the industry if DC Comics shut down like Harvey Comics did? And then you started seeing the new Superman and Batman and Justice League stories presented without the DC logo, or good heavens, the Marvel logo. It's a lot to think about.
Convoluted is a word that comes to mind, but I don't think DC is going to close as...
No.
I don't think that's going to like wrap up and they're just like swallow up because they're not, Fender or Gibson guitar when all that crap went down. But it would be weird to see Batman with like being printed through like Dark Horse or something like that. It would be like or Image or something like that to have that tag on there. But
all of a sudden they have the DC line. That'd be their DC imprint.
Right. Yeah.
Right. To turn these characters into an imprint of another company. Yeah, that's... So I don't think... Wow. Anyway, so everyone's going crazy about that. I don't think it's going to happen. I think DiDio was fired because they want to correct this so it doesn't happen. It's been around for 80 years and comics are just as popular as ever. I can't imagine Marvel Comics taking over the creative future of DC, but if anyone from DC happens to be watching this, I will say this. When stories are floundering and sales are low, rebooting the entire universe with new number ones and brand new takes on characters, God, they're just not always the way to go. Look at the New 52. Look at Marvel Now. That didn't work.
No, it did not.
I don't want to reboot. I just want you to take the characters I love and tell better stories, and that's how you will get the fans back. But let's hear from the viewers. We do have a survey question for you. If you go to our website, screamingmonkeycomics.com, go to the bottom of the page. There's a survey question, and what do you think about Generation 5? Are you cool with it? Do you hate it? Would you rather have these characters exist in a parallel timeline, or Do you even read DC and hope for their eventual collapse? No matter what you pick, give us your opinion. And we're going to pick a few winners and hand out some mini movie posters we got.
Ooh,
Birds of Prey. We got some mini movie posters of Birds of Prey, Wonder Woman 84, and Bloodshot for some reason. But they've all been donated by our friends from the Lansing Cinema 8 theater chain. And
nice.
Thank you guys. We got a whole stack of them. We're going to hand some out to people. Go to our website. We just want to hear your opinions, and we will talk about it next week. God, it was a long show. We tried to keep it on track, but any other things you want to point out?
Nothing comes to mind.
Okay. I hope you had fun. You know,
oh, definitely.
We always want to get new opinions in the third seat, and
definitely.
DC. Wow, DC. I don't think it's going anywhere, but
no, I don't think
it's too early to tell. Yeah, I actually spoke to my representative of one of my distributors, and I said, do you know anything? And she said, I heard there was a shakeup in upper management. And I was like, okay, so you don't know anything either, or you can't tell me anything. But it's simply too early to tell. But him getting fired, not resigning, I mean, he was just outright fired. He's getting a big outpouring of love from his fan base and friends, and I do hope, he lands on his feet and heals.
Yeah, I do wish him all the best.
I do. But DC Books, honestly, and their whole movie chain in general, DC has needed help. They're my hope team, and I'm not sure they really know what they're doing right now, and hopefully this is a move that's going to fix things for the future, because, guys, you need help, really. I did not understand one damn thing that happened in Justice League over the last year. So, we need some help. Good luck to DC. I'm sure everything's going to be fine, but I wouldn't worry too much. The people are saying that DC is going to shut down. Not much of a... They're not really a reputable source, and they're the only people. What do you got? Someone talking?
So Christina just said, I'm having a hard enough time sorting through all the different books in the back issues. Geez, DC better not fold.
I can't use. This needs a new crisis. We need it. There was.
This is just a ploy for their new crisis. Crisis in upper management.
Crisis in upper management. Love it. Crisis in upper management. That.
Wow.
I wish I had written out a logo for crisis in upper management. I'm gonna make that tomorrow and put it on the Facebook.
Crisis in corporate.
Crisis in corporate management. That's funny. Thank you everyone for showing up here. C2E2 is this weekend. I'm sure a lot of our folks and friends are going to be there. We're not going to have a booth there. It's still too early in the day. Maybe down the line there we might go there to visit. But we're opening hours are going to be open all during the weekend. So if you are not going to the show, come to the store. We're going to have a lot of stuff on sale for the next 3 days. Save some money on back issues and trade paperbacks. Plus, everyone's saving their money for C2E2. So yeah, that's how it is. So we have,
and that's just the cosplayers alone.
Oh Lord, I know. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We will be back next Tuesday with more news and probably a follow up on this report, unless something other happens in the meantime. Like Marvel Comics implodes suddenly.
Right.
They need to stop publishing so many books a month.
That's true too.
Yeah.
I do have a quick D&D announcement.
Oh God, we forgot. Yeah,
no,
go ahead.
So tomorrow, February 26th,
and we're out of time. Go ahead.
Tomorrow, February 26th, the Here We Roll Again group. It is back to the Esmeralda adventure. For those of you who watched it last time, a few of my my players went down into the sewers, and one of them got slaughtered by a slod. If you don't know what that is, look it up. Oh, yeah. 3 attacks, 60 points of damage, flat out. One was a crit, but with the weather that we've been having, if we cannot all show up to play, there still will be a stream. It'll be a group of us just talking about everything that's been going on in the campaign. Nice. Maybe we can sit down and talk. But if not, please, tomorrow, 5:30, 6 o'clock-ish, whenever everybody starts to show up, weather pending, please come hang out with us. The views and the follows that I've gotten have been awesome. And I can't thank you enough for giving me a platform to talk about it.
You're a good DM.
Thank you.
Cannot wait to see your marshmallow monster.
Oh God.
Please share this with your friends. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. It's great to see you all again.
I love it.
Hope you had fun, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Have a great night. Enjoy C2E2, and please be careful out in the streets. It is kind of snowy and icy. And I'll see you later. Thank you.
There's a
Peace. Thank you.
Thank you.
end live video.